Hi everybody, welcome to eTeaching Resources. This is the third portion of the video lesson on Hot Potatoes version 7. This Hot Potatoes version 7 is used for creating question papers which we can establish it or launch it as a HTML page and we can post it to our online classes. And we have already seen two videos on this on creating questions individually like JClose question, which is actually a fill-up question, JMatch question, which is a match the following question, JMix question, which is a jumbled question, JCross is a crossword puzzle, and JQuiz is a multiple choice question. What are we going to do here in this portion of a video lecture? Of course, we are going to make use of the masher option. The masher makes the hybrid of all these modalities of tests that we have created, and we have seen it in video 2. If you have not watched video 2, kindly go back to video 2 and watch video 2 before you land up on video 3, that is this video. Well, now I show you how you can get help for your tutorials, for especially for masher. So this is how you get tutorials for masher, and from here you can get started for tutorials. Suppose you want to get started, you can get started like this, and you want to go for you want to find out for how it can be created and what are the mistakes that you will usually do and how you can avoid it. All those things are possible from here. Now I tick on masher, I move on to masher. So once I hit against masher, I arrive at this template. This template gives me the provision of adding files. In the previous video we have seen how to create questions like this using JQuiz, crossword, everything. I'm just showing you how we have created these questions, and now you're going to see that. This is how we have created the questions. See, this is a fill-up question that we have created, and the HTML page shows like this. All right, the fill-up question gets launched like this with a timer we have already configured. Okay, so similarly we have created several other modalities of testing like a match the following question. See how the match the following is getting shown in the HTML version. So this is how it appears on the HTML page. This is the match the following that we have created. The students can go to the drop down window. They can choose the answer for each question like this, as you see on the screen now. Now I move on to the other questions that we have created already. All these things you have already seen in video 2. How to create all these things we have seen in video 2. Now this is actually a choose the best answer question, or what we call as multiple choice question, where we can also have the facility of creating a hybrid question. We can also add a short answer question, or we can go for a multi-select option. So all these things have been already explained, and we have created 2 questions here under this option, and we have seen how it appears in the HTML page. So this is how it appears on the HTML page. 2 questions are there. I'm showing you all 2 questions that we have created. We have also set a timer for this question. So now I move on to a crossword puzzle that we have created, and we have seen all these things in video 2. Of course, I remind you again that we have created all these things in video 2 itself. Now this is how we created a crossword puzzle, and this crossword puzzle appears like this on the HTML page, as you see now on my screen. So a student who hits against number 1 gets the hint for number 1, and the student can fill the answer here. It gets naturally filled up here. That's how the student can do. Timer is also fixed, and button for the index and checking. All these things are well done. So it looks perfect. So I'm moving on to the next one. So now I show you how we have created a jumbled question. So we using JMix, we created a jumbled sentence, and the sentence is split vertically. And this portion, how does it appear when we make it into a HTML, export it into a HTML page? This is how the students will view the question. So it's very essential that I have to save it as .j extension as well as .htm extension. So both the ways I have saved the questions. Okay. So now I'm going to make use of this masher, and once I click on this masher from Hot Potatoes, I will arrive at a page like this, right? So I will arrive at a page where I can add files one by one. You see a page template where I have added these files one by one. I show you how to add the files now. See here, we have opened up Masher already. I'm going to add files from my desktop, which I have shown you just now. So see, I'm adding crossword puzzle. I'm opening it and I'm saying okay. So the file gets added here. So the first question here is a crossword puzzle that I've added here, and the second one is a jumbled that I'm adding. Okay, then I add another file. I would like to add 3 more files to this, which I have already created. I'm adding an MCQ. I'm hitting this open and I'm hitting against this OK, and I'm adding one more file, and that is I have to add this question which I have created. This is the last one that I'm adding, and that is this question, right? So I've added all 5 questions that I've created. So I think that I've done the best now by creating individually all the questions. Now I'm happy with whatever I have created. Now what I have to do, I have to go to appearance. I can click on appearance. I can, if I want to change the layout of this HTML page, I have the provision of changing the color of the navigation bar here. From here, I can choose the color, whichever color I prefer, I can choose, I can change it. See, if I choose this and I can change it, see that color is getting changed. Well, so this is how the preview portion will help you to see what color you choose for the text. And now I'm choosing a color for my title. See, this is the color I'm choosing for the title now. I'm okaying it. The title color is getting changed. So if you have noted it, so if you want to do all these changes, you can change. Otherwise, you can move on to buttons. Here you have to check in all these boxes, and the boxes are not checked in because the first box says clearly that it includes the next exercise button, which I needed to very sure. Only then my students will be able to move on to the next page using the button. Then include go to contents button. This option also I'm checking this box so that my students can go to contents using the contents button. And then I'm checking this box which entitles my students to get a back button, and I'm adding a button for the navigator bar to HTML files which are not exercises. So now I feel okay, I've done with this exercise, and there is an index which is yet remaining where I have to give a title for this chapter. So I've given a title like this, Quiz on English Language and Literature, and I have given this as an index page where I have given the title as General English Assessment 1.htm. So once I click on this build unit, which is seen at the bottom of the page, the entire questionnaire gets conglomerated into one, or else it can be taken from action also. It is build unit option is also there, and whether you can either take it from there or you can take it from here. So either way you can do it. Now I'm hitting against building unit. See how it is getting. I just a single hit against that build unit makes all the questions get conglomerated, and this prompt appears on my screen. What's the prompt says? Would you like to view the unit now? Yes, I say yes now. I want to view the unit now. This is how the question paper would appear to my students. First, I have chosen crossword puzzle, so my students will view crossword puzzle as the first item. So I click on crossword puzzle. This is how I change this layout. Once I was choosing, so this layout is also changed now. So my students can take up the questions from here. The timer is set so the students can see the timer. So the index is also there. So I click on index to go back. As this is a HTML page, I can go to index this way, or I can use the back button to come back to the index. See, both the way, because this is HTML page, I'm entitled for this back button. So I can make use of the back button to come there, right? Show all questions option. So all the multiple choice questions are shown along with the timer. So every question bears the timer also. Before you run out of time, you are supposed to finish off that exercise. So that becomes mandatory for your students. Well, now I move on to fill up exercise. I'm showing you how the fill up appears, and there again you have the timer, because all these things we had set, and we have seen all these things, how to set, how to configure all these things in video 2. If you have missed out video 2, kindly go back to video 2 to take up that lesson on how to configure the pages for these questions. Then match the following. This is how the match the following will appear to your students, and the students can take up match following exercise. Well, now it looks perfect for me, so I'm ready to get it launched or send it to my students. This is how I have to share the page to my students. There is a share option. I click on share option. Once I click on share option, I get three options here. One to the mail ID of the sender, or the group mail ID that I have created for my class. So I can send it, click on this mail, I can send it to my students or my classroom, to the group. Okay, this way I can type and I can send it. See, already it is attached, questionnaire is attached, and it will go. And other thing, I can save it in OneNote. So definitely your students will enjoy doing this type of a questionnaire in your online classes. And the best thing is you can work coolly at your comfortable time offline. Even without internet facility, you can sit and create all these questions once you download the software onto your desktop. That's the beauty of it. And in addition to it, it is also easy for you to sit, think, and create crossword puzzles, which your students will definitely enjoy doing it. So this will be a holistic unit for your student, and it will be easy for assessment. Also, you can post it on your LMS, your Google Classroom, or if you are having your own Google site, you have created a Google site and you have linked all your students or the entire classroom online to your Google site, you can post it there too. So I think this would be an interesting tip to all the teachers who have watched this, and I'm happy that you have watched my video, and I'm very thankful that you have taken your quality time to listen to me and for having spared your wonderful time watching this video. Thank you. Stay tuned to me until my next video is getting launched. Thank you.